Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another week of technical issues on the WDL podcast. I'm Wish as always, and this week I have my lovely co-host Jay. How's it going, buddy?
Hi, it's going good now that your OBS is actually working.
Yeah, imagine OBS working. And Disloyal, our second guest on the podcast, is joining us this week. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, so happy to be here. Very excited. Despite the technical difficulties, we're only like 40 minutes after we said we were going to start, and we're doing it.
Yeah,
right?
close to
We're
like
dialed
50
in.
minutes. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah, but it's all for the entertainment, right?
Yeah. And so this week, we're going to first launch into talking about Disloyal's experience in Zorua. So I'm going to pull up his team quick. So Disloyal's team for our audio listeners: Incineroar, Mesprit, Fezandipity, Quagsire, Terra Regigigas, Sableye, Kamala, Terra Servine, Ariados, Hypno, and Terra Luminion. Now this is because this is in the low tier league, our league in the Zorua Division. How have you been finding everything?
Man, it's just a lot of fun. For the second time talking about this now, which is, we're gonna do it even better this time.
Yeah.
This is my third draft league. You got me into draft. You taught me everything I know, which is actually a lot now that I can look back at it. So thank you for that, by the way. It's been a lot of fun. The first time I was doing draft, my goal was just to, you were holding my hand. I was a little child. You were telling me like, hey, this is a good mon. This is, like, I don't know what anything did. My only experience with Pokemon, competitive Pokemon, was like casual playthroughs and Pokemon Go PvP, which is not this. Very much notably not this. You are tapping a screen, and there is no screen tapping in this. Except for when you lose, and you might want to tap your screen with force, but I don't do that.
Yeah, we would never.
We would never.
We've
never mauled it in any losses.
Playthroughs, though, if you have a Charizard, it is going to be level 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, the first time I did this in season 1, I drafted Terra Avalug, expected to throw every game because I didn't know what I was doing, and I started winning, and I begrudgingly started taking this seriously, and I came in second place, and that was a lot of fun. And then season 2, my goal for season 2 is to draft a team by myself, and I mostly did that. Abused the heck out of our Caludon and 2 Basculegions for the price of 1 that I could Terra, and
which was nobody's fault. Nobody's fault.
That's okay.
It just happened like that. Really weird, honestly.
Our Caludon and Ubersmon, probably an Ubers UU-mon, really, was 13 points. Really
cool. It just happens,
It just happens, yeah. But that's my new son. Honestly, one of my new favorite mons. I think he's so cool. And now I'm in Zorua, and it's a lot of fun down here. My goal for this was just to have fun, which reminds me, having fun, to me, I saw Regigigas Katera, and I said, I'm doing it. I'm drafting Regigigas, and I'm having a lot of fun with this absolute piece of crap. Sheep, the first guest, came in with a lot of Guzzlord facts. I've got facts.net's 13 facts about Regigigas.
13?
13 facts. I'm going to sprinkle them throughout. Well, some of the facts are literally like, hey, he has an ability called slow start. It's really bad. It's not really good journalism from facts.net, to be honest.
You were trying to be the better guest. You were trying to one-up Sheep, and you're starting off with Regigigas has slow start.
No. I'm starting off.
Signature ability.
It is a signature. Nobody else has it. It is a fact.
Thank God.
Certified fact.net. But actually, fact number 11, Regigigas created the continents, shaped the land. So next time you're in an airplane looking over the earth, thank Regigigas for that, because he did that. Okay, he created the continents.
Yeah.
Right?
Real.
Guzzlord can't say that. Guzzlord can't say he did that.
Yeah, Guzzlord isn't even from this dimension. What does he know about the continents? Absolutely
True.
Nothing.
Bro probably can't even spell continents.
Considering he has flaws, the guy can't use a keyboard or a pencil. I don't know how he would type that out or write it out. Regigigas, though, has 3 little noodles for a finger. Speech impediment problem. He's got 3 little noodles. My man can definitely type out whatever he wants. Anyway, my plan into
what
the
has
draft,
he been typing in Zorua Division?
Regigigas has been typing Specs Hyperbeam is what he's been typing.
Regigigas is definitely a league player.
What?
I don't want to hear what he's been saying.
Regigigas would be in all chat, and he would be banned in a week. As the most worthless Reggie, he definitely has a lot of salt inside of him. But
would you be mad to be Reggie Gigas?
I would be mad considering like he was actually done so dirty.
That's
like,
pretty
actually
true.
done so dirty. Like all the other Reggies are Terra banned in Zorua, but Reggie Gigas is the one that's allowed to Terra. And I said, you know what? Let's give him a shot. Going into the draft, my plan was I'm drafting Reggie Gigas. I'm going to draft a team that could support the stall Reggie, and then never bring it, and then just only bring choice item Reggie. So I brought choice specs 2 weeks. I didn't bring Reggie last week, and I'll talk about why. But yeah, I brought choice specs. First Terra Normal, and then Terra Stellar, because why not?
Terra Stellar choice specs.
Yes. Yeah. And listen, and in the low tier, 80 special attack is not anything to sneeze at. That's like upper 50% special attack numbers on the board. So it's not that. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, you're right, honestly.
Want to mention that Reggie Gigas is getting used to getting absolutely shamoned in Pokemon Unite as well.
Oh, he's
so is this guy is he good in Pokemon Go, Please tell me he's good in one game.
So in Pokemon Go, you might think, Mr. Sloy, there are no abilities. He must be good because they didn't give him. He can't have slow start. There are no abilities. And of course that's not true because the way that they make things bad in Pokemon, like Pokemon Go is a game where if Chansey had like usable moves, it would have like a 70 to 80% win rate against the meta. Like Chansey would be the most broken Pokemon in the game because bulk is everything in Pokemon Go. And so the way that
this guy's good, right? His bulk is fine.
Yeah, but they gave him the fraction of his move pool that is completely unusable. So he has like absolutely no usable moves in like they're just garbage. Yeah, it's just that's the way that they balance Pokemon Go. So as of right now, the reason why the other Reggies like Registeel is actually this is a really random tangent into Pokemon Go PvP by the way, but you asked for this.
This is the Pokemon Go episode.
This is it. Registeel is like top meta because it gets a move called Lock On, which in Pokemon Go is really good. It just generates a lot of energy and it gets to do a lot of stuff. And Reggie Gigas does not
energy.
Yeah. You should watch. I will say this, and this I'm gonna stop talking about Pokemon Go. You should try Pokemon Go PvP. It's actually a lot more competitive than you think. It's a lot of fun. I think it's really
generates energy.
Do you want me to talk about this, or do you want to talk about WDL?
Let's talk about WDL.
Okay. Yeah. So again, drafted the team. Did not want to bring the stall set. We'll probably bring it at some point because the way I see it in my third season, I'm at a knowledge deficit to pretty much everyone. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what any of the mons do, especially in
guy who has reached finals in his first 2 seasons. I'm at a deficit.
Semifinals in season 2, but I am at a knowledge deficit. And if you look at my game in the game that I lost in season 2, I lost to Sheep. I had 2 losses in season 2. I lost to Sheep and I lost to Dib, and both of them were like 2 of the most knowledgeable players in the game, right? So in the league,
in our league, yeah, for real.
And I didn't face you, and once again, if I face you, it would be really tough. Well, Wish, I have I have 100% win rate against Wish. I'm not concerned about him.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true. That's pretty
but
true.
Actually, I think that you would shimon me in your current form. But let's not talk about that. I don't want that to happen. I'm not in a league with you.
I might have lost to you last season, honestly, if we played.
I mean, we played like Mock's first week before any of our games, and that's like it. And I think there was like 2-1. Me versus you. I think.
Yeah.
I just know that you still made it further than either of us because Sheep won that smoke, and I mad respect that.
Yeah.
He's great. Yeah, he did. Yeah. But anyway, I lost. If I lose to players more knowledgeable than me, then that's fine. That's how it should be.
Out of it, though.
Yeah, you learn. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm having so much fun about Mons with. But my game plan, if I'm going to beat players that just simply know more than me, I have to surprise them. So that's why I went in with this game plan. Obviously, the game plan stops working after week 1 when you use a normal Terra Blast to Oko a Delibird on turn 1.
It also probably stops working when you tell everybody about it on the podcast.
Yeah, well, this is
in week 3.
This is where, at this point, everyone knows I'm bringing specs 2 weeks in a row. People know that I'm doing it. So at this point, the can of worms is open. Anyway, the team. I start with Incineroar because he seemed pretty good. I kind of wanted to try him. I feel like Parting Shot into Reggie Gigas, if I was running the stall set, is a great idea. And Incineroar just does a lot of cool stuff. And I never draft fire types, like something I don't know. So I just wanted to have a fire. I think next I picked up Agent Dippity because I wanted a fairy that was
I think you
I
picked
had
up
2 things
Mesprit
weak to
next.
fighting. Oh, maybe. I don't know. No, I definitely didn't. I think I definitely picked up Dippity next. Either way,
I have it on this board right here. It's showing me Mesprit next, yeah.
maybe I did. All right. Well, I'm talking about Dippity first, okay?
Okay, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
I wanted a fairy, and I wanted stuff that was very good against fighters because I've drafted 2 things weak to fighting, or I'm going to draft Regigigas later. And I just wanted to try Dippity, even though it's just cool. I think it's really nice. It's nice having a 99 speed Mon, which in low tier is like
Very fast in low tier,
usually,
yeah.
it's one of the fastest things on the board. And I feel like this is really flexible, and I think it's funny. It's a funny Mon. It's a silly.
I think Wish started to like using it before he had to drop it.
Yeah,
and
like I liked building with it more than I liked playing with it. Like it does a lot of really cool things.
Yeah.
Problem is its
That's
stats are like AI generated, but that means it's perfect for low tier.
Yeah, it's very specially bulky, and I like having this Mon. It really helped me in my last matchup. Like I just have this Mon that has so much special bulk, but I can run it really offensive, and it's still like it's like the only thing on my team, kind of the only thing on my team that's like really nicely specially bulky. So I like it a lot. I think it's a cool Mon so far.
Yeah.
And then the Mesprit was honestly just a joke because my one friend, there are 3 physics teachers in the Zorua League. I got 2 of my colleagues into draft. They're in this, and my first colleague picked Azelf, and then we were coming back on the wheel, and I texted in our group chat like, "Yo, we should pick up Mesprit and Uxie just to be a trio." And it ended up working really well for our teams, and I chose the Mesprit.
Yeah, they're all great Mons.
They're really great, especially they're just so flexible. I really love Mesprit. I think it's really cool, and I do think that I'm going to make the jump back up to being serious and playing Zoroark next season, and I really might take Mew because I'm really enjoying.
I think you would love Mew if you like Mesprit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Oh yeah, Necrozma gets that similar levels of.
That Mon is such a menace. It's so good.
The super flexible like psychic types.
Yeah, and I just like the Mesprit pick also because I didn't end up drafting a flyer. I was going to, but it got sniped, and this is my Levitate Mon, so it's it fills that role too.
Yeah.
Then the Quag, I was going to take Lantern, but that got taken, so I just took Quag money. He's my ground too. He's pretty cool. Yeah, he's cool. I feel like having him on your team is a detriment because everyone and their brother just packs a grass move. But that's okay.
Everything gets Trailblaze now, but
yeah,
if you were on Stall Reggie, an Unaware Mon could be nice.
Yeah. And it was just nice to have a water, and he sets up the whole Hazard family. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, good Mon.
Yeah, the Sableye is nice because I wanted to do some screens and I wanted to try a Prankster Mon, and I was between this and Morgrem.
But I figured Regigigas pretty well.
Yeah, I wanted the extra hazards. I wanted the ghost typing, and I didn't need a second parting shotter. I felt like, so I like the Sableye.
You watched Toby's game from yesterday?
I literally I saw in the chat him talking about Sableye putting in work. I was like, I gotta scout this because I don't know what this guy does. And yeah, Sableye just does so many things. I feel like it just is really annoying to kill.
Yeah, you literally have to prep for it. So even if you don't bring it, you have to build unorthodoxly.
Yeah, it's a really cool Mon. Like its stats don't look threatening, but when you actually put it into a game and you realize you can just run really bulky, like just annoying, just hard to kill, hard to put down.
And it's always going to get a screen up before you can hit it. So it's
you don't even have to run screens too.
I did a mock with Tove for that same game. The only way I won was Terra Dart Swoobat.
Yeah,
to get around to prank block.
Prankster.
Yeah, unironically, I actually considered what if my week 3 opponent Z, what if she did do Terra Dark Hitmon Chan? Like it was one of those things. Like it's so annoying. Like I wouldn't be surprised if I saw that.
Agent Dippity though.
Agent Dippity would love that. Yeah, Agent Dippity loves that. Then I never draft a good spinner, and I still haven't, but I got Kamala, and I actually really love Kamala.
You are so real for that. Fuck spinners. Fuck hazard control.
I actually really wanted to start drafting good spinners, but Kamala was the best that was left. Again, I was going to take Cramorant, but
there aren't many. You're in Paldeadex low tier. There's got to be like 4 Mons that even learn the move.
I think Kamala is one of the better ones, actually. I really love this Mon. Now that I've actually started to...
It does a lot for low tier. It spins, has momentum, and wish passes. It's like all you can ask for from a low tier niche Mon.
Yeah, and it's
Super Fang.
Stats are pretty good too. Like
Scarf Comatose allows it to like always move first with Sleep Talk, if I remember correctly. Well, not always, but like
Yeah, you can do some really
pretty
funny things with
much.
Sleep Talk and Scarf.
Yeah, I think it's just a cool mon, and the ability is really nice. Like I was against Alolan Muck last week, and I just can switch this in comfortably, knowing I'm never getting poisoned. It's like
Yeah.
just very nice.
Mhm.
And then honestly, the bottom part of the team, I could scrap any of these guys and go in any direction. I just
Yeah,
my
you have
goal was
4
just to
mons totaling 5 points.
my goal was to abuse the 1-pointers that should have been 2-pointers. So I drafted.
That looks
It
very
should have been
accurate.
like actually 3 points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that looks
area
very
dose is
accurate.
not bad. Area dose is not a 1-point mon. Luminion is, I don't think, a 1-point mon. 91 speed in low tier with like 2 really good pivot moves and like an ability that says you can't be hit by water moves, and I can Terra that. Like that's pretty good for 1 point. That's a lot of mon for 1 point. Hypno, I don't know what he's gonna do because I don't really need another plain psychic type. He could really go, but I don't know. What am I taking? Mag Cargo? Like I don't know.
Like
Shell Smashless Mag Cargo? Holy.
we want you guys to listen to this real quick. I looked it up. Lee Vanny is 7. Spidops is 6. Cricketune is 4. And Ariados is in 1 somehow. Like that is
Yeah, you got
one of
good
the best
value out of
value
this.
picks I've seen.
Yeah. No, I think and I'm excited to bring him at some point.
I bet I see like
just nice.
Sniper Ariados from you.
Oh
Focus
man,
Energy
yeah,
Sniper, whatever
I
Speed
should try
that
that.
Striker.
Yeah. Find a way to get this 40 speed mon killing things. And then
Terra
the
Captains for 1 match.
yeah.
Terra Dark.
Yeah, I
Snow
actually could change the Terra to that whenever I want. You're right. And then I have the Servine, just because I thought it'd be cool. I like having a grass.
Superior
And
Home.
yeah, it's superior at home. Like I can't use superior, and its stats are really not that much worse, especially with Evilite. So yeah, I thought it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Overall, I think the team is not good. I don't think the team is good. I love a lot of the mons individually. I love Incineroar, Mesprit, Dippity individually, Sableye, Kamala, and then but when I put them together, I haven't lost yet. I do think I'm against Stib, and that's probably going to change this week. But like my wins have been like literally nail biter wins, which is
Like
fun.
fist
Like I'm
bites.
having a lot of fun. Yeah, like these are some of the most fun games I've played. I'm definitely not going for diff this season. That's for sure. I'm just going for fun, finding some fun sets, just bringing some entertaining games, and yeah, it's been good so far. So if that's what Zorua is here for, which I think is what it should be here for,
It is,
I think
yeah.
the Zorua division has been a really great addition because it's just so much more relaxing. I get to bring something crazy. Don't have to worry about mocking for it.
That's
just like
exactly my thought process last season. That's
Yeah.
how I played it. It was so much fun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just fun to not have to worry about like, oh my god, I'm at the top of the leaderboard. I have to keep trying. Like that's stressful. I was telling Wish after season 1, it is not fun to be the guy who has like 1 or 2 losses. Like to me, that's not fun. I would much rather be the guy who is like, it's a 50-50 chance if he wins. Like I don't want to be the guy who's expected to win. That's stressful. So that's why I'm trying to tank my win rate, especially this season. Try to come in as like a people keep thinking I'm a player to watch out for. I'm here to dispel that misinformation. And then next season I'll be like a middle of the road player and I'll have a lot of fun.
We are definitely keeping the Zorua division because I want it to stay, or I want to continue to have this like avenue for players who don't want to worry about mocking and don't want to worry about like over prepping and stuff. They just want to like show up. Yeah, I'm excited to get in there myself next season.
Like this is a little bit of a question for the future. But is it going to change every season, or is it going to be like low tier for a couple seasons and then switch?
I'm going to be doing Little Cup next season for Zorua. And then after, I have no idea. But I would like to have it like continually rotate. But
VGC moment.
I don't know. VGC doesn't feel like it lends itself to the casual vibe.
No, it definitely doesn't.
That's like a lot of prep. I feel like.
Yeah.
Playing for doubles.
Like low tier will come back.
Yeah. I was just saying VGC to troll.
I would like to do. Part of me wants to do the doubles we were talking about, where like, you have like a partner.
Oh, I love that idea.
Because I know we voted. We had a vote where that was one of the options, but
Well,
The problem
Wish
is
and
it's a
I,
nightmare to schedule.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
almost signed up for one of those, but then we
It was
realized
an
it was an
April
April
Fool's
Fool's
bit.
prank.
Yeah.
But I did do one, and it was actually pretty fun, minus the scheduling, because I was in high school, and because of my medicine, like, my parents took away my phone at like 9:30,
Oh, I remember those days in high school. I had curfews
and
like that in high
so it
school.
was
High school
very rough to
moment.
schedule, considering that everyone, like my partner, was a late night player, so
Yeah.
it's like extremely difficult
Yeah.
to schedule. But
It's
it was
gonna
fun.
it would
It
be
was
a
fun.
nightmare because like all the time zones and stuff too, because we have like
Yeah.
players from Germany, we have players in
Oh yeah.
PST, players in EST,
People
so
with jobs, people with school. It's just
people
a
without
disaster.
jobs. Yeah, like
Yeah.
we
You're right, they exist too.
yeah,
Yeah.
sleeping in till 2 p.m., that's a struggle. Um
I did have an idea. Instead of a partner league where you're both there, I wanted to run this by you. What about a hand brain league where you have a partner where one person builds the team, but someone else has to play it? Like that could be
I've
fun.
seen that. That was an off-season SPS, which is like the YouTube league I'm in. There's an
Mhm.
off-season one of them. I think it went over pretty well.
Like that
I
seems
didn't
as
fun.
in like
participate, but
it's still you are the only player who is your own score. Like you're not with a partner who is building the
No,
team
it's a
for you.
partner.
It's
It's a
oh,
partner thing. Like you have a like as a partner, I don't know if you would trade off each week or something like, but like one person is the builder, one person builds the team, the other person plays the game. It's hand brain.
huh.
And you're scored as a duo. And maybe you swap roles each week or maybe you don't, you know? But like the
Or maybe
rule
like you build
obviously,
each other's teams for you, and then you both play that
oh, it
week,
could be something like
something
that.
like
Oh,
that
that would
maybe.
be interesting too. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you could take the idea and roll with it in a
I feel
casual
like you'd
sense.
have
Yeah,
to get trios for like best of threes or whatnot.
Mhm.
we could cook with this. I'll keep that in mind for sure.
It's just an idea, you know?
Yeah, next week or next season for sure. I'm thinking Little Cup. I think a lot of people have been pretty amicable to the idea whenever I've talked about it. So I think that's where we're going next with Zorua, and then Zorak. We will likely finally lock in Natex Ubers, likely with no Terra, and
Ooh.
I think we might do a no Terra season next season because I don't think Terra is very balanced at all in Little Cup. I'm assuming.
Surely not.
If it is, then I'll keep it. But it seems insane. Um,
I trust your opinion.
and I don't think it's. And I think in Ubers I would rather just not have it. So well, we'll see. But I think those are the two formats next season.
I feel like low tier Terra would be good with one Uber, but I know how you feel about that.
No, I think if we do Terra, it should be low tier Terra in Ubers. I agree. Um, and I don't think that's like a bad idea. It would give like shitters more of a chance to survive in what is surely like an extremely hostile metagame.
Well, I mean, like at that, I feel like it's almost not even worth having low tiers
It would depend on what like
unless
the tiering
with
would have to
Terra,
be completely different because like certain mons go up and down in value when you're punching up.
like Skeledirge, like
Mhm.
high tier Skeledirge and Clodsire
Yeah,
for
exactly.
unaware.
Perfect
Yeah.
examples. And how like not a perfect example, but how Incineroar gets like even better in VGC when it's restricted formats,
Yep.
stuff like that. Um, yeah, you talk me around to it. I'd be down for some low tier Terra in Ubers.
Yep.
Um,
So, do we want to get on to the nominations in Zora, or
yeah. Do we want to talk about
what
our?
were
I
you guys
guess because our
thinking?
own games are both in the nominations here,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking more.
so we
Well,
might
all
as well
three
just
of
do
ours
that.
is. Well, I guess the game isn't for
We should
Mr.
let's
Sloy,
let
but
Dis
his
talk
bet
about
is
his
in
game
there.
for the week, and then we'll get into Zoroark nominations.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah. I'm excited for that too. Your games are crazy. We got to get some Zorak talk in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my last week game, I was against Z, with a really really nice team, very physically like offensive team. Let me pull up my team again.
If
The
you want to
number
shoot it
one
my way, I
thing.
can pull it up on stream or on the video.
Oh,
Here, I
here
have
I'm just
the team or the game.
The team.
yeah. Here I think I got the paste over here.
And Jay, if you can shoot us the game, I'll make sure it's recorded in the descriptions of the podcast.
Yeah, so the first thing I looked at on Z's team was absolute house of a Pokemon that I had in season 1, Alolan Muck. Like Alolan Muck put up big numbers in their last games.
I love
I
that
just
mod.
think such a cool mon, and just such a piece to kill. So I was like really thinking of how I'm gonna kill this thing. Then the other things that I was looking at is Quagsire looks incredible into the team, like really really good. The team is like all physical except for Terra Cramorant, which this is a big grudge match for me. This was supposed to be my Terra Cramorant. I really wanted this mon because I think it's so cool. And it was like the only special threat that I was really worried about, other than Misdreavus, which ended up being like a real piece. So Quag was a big win con, so I immediately started looking at the things on Z's team that had grass moves available, and I saw like, oh, like Mudsdale's got nothing, Copperage's got nothing, so I was like, okay, if those things come, Quag is a big thing. And then, from there, I was, my plan was to bring Reggie every week. Could not really bring Reggie this week into what I felt like is its absolute disastrous matchup into Misdreavus, because I want to run things like Earth Power. Can't do that against Levitate Misdreavus. Want to click Hyper Beam. Can't do that into Misdreavus. So that was, it was just a complete disaster of a matchup. And if I'm running the stall set, then like, what are my 2 attacking moves? Like, I want to run a ground move for the steel types, and I want to run a normal move to get stab, and it's just not going to happen. So Gigas gets on the bench. I ended up not bringing any of my Terra captains, which I think was correct.
Very base.
I brought Quag Money because he's, I needed a very physically defensive guy. Brought Sable Guy. In hindsight, probably didn't need the screens, but I ended up bringing screens. I have no offensive move, Sableye. Definitely wanted the Will-O-Wisp because I was very concerned about the Hitmonchan.
I was surprised when you didn't click this very much.
The Wisp?
Yeah. There were like several turns where I thought you were going to click it and you didn't.
Yeah, so I mean, into the team that she ended up bringing, it ends up that it looks good into their team, but then you realize you can't burn Arcanine and you can't click on Willow into Muck because of the Dark type, right? Because Prankster's immune. Yeah. So it was one of those things where like, yeah, I could click it, but I don't want to waste the turn. Like if I have a turn I can use to put up a screen, it almost does the same thing, and it means I don't lose a turn effectively if there's a good swap into the Sableye. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that was why I kind of wanted to bring the screens and the Will-O-Wisp, because I felt like I needed it against the Hitmonchan. I don't even think I ended up getting on the Hitmonchan in hindsight, but it was like the security, because that thing could run away with the game.
For sure.
I ended up fighting an AV Hitmonchan and I knocked off, so it wasn't like a sword stance like sweeper set. But it could have definitely been really bad. I brought the Kamala because there were a lot of really good, like consistent rockers, like the Mudsdale, the Copperja. I just can't kill them quickly.
Yeah, you can't really.
And I wanted to use,
they will be getting rocks up.
Yeah, and then they ended up not doing that. But
yeah.
But what if, for same reason I brought Boots on the Incineroar, because I felt like I was like for sure gonna fight some rocks. Did not end up needing to do that. And that was gonna tank some knockoffs anyway. And then I brought Dippity because I wanted to do some damage. And so the 2 things that were gonna do damage was Dippity was gonna do some damage. It's the fastest thing in the game, other than the Arcanine, so I felt like it was pretty safe to bring. And then the big heat set. The thing I did not know what to do with. What the hell am I doing with this Mesprit? It's got an incredible matchup into the Mudsdale because it's my Levitate guy. But I was like, what am I going to do with this thing? And the answer was Choice Band. Why not bring Choice Band Mesprit? I decided on Psycho Cut because I wanted a Psychic Stab move. I decided on U-Turn because I thought that this would be, after using Alolan Muck for a season, its big weakness is it doesn't have great access to healing, and if you can chip it down, it doesn't heal back really well. So I really wanted to go.
Now, but yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that is a way that you can take down Muck. And if I have these banded U-turns that are neutral that just keep chipping it down, I was like, this is a way I can whittle this down.
Now I see. Then, we've got a special move here.
Yeah, we do. We have Grass Knot on the Choice Band Mesprit, and the reason for this
with no Spatak EVs.
With none, and because you don't need them, because Mudsdale is thank you Sheep, literally thank you Sheep for telling me that Mudsdale is one of the heaviest MFers in the game. If I'm not running a minus special attack nature, then the Grass Knot 2-hit KOs.
In the heaviest legal Pokemon in Paldea, like on most draft boards.
Well, there you go.
You want to know why I know this?
Because there's a guy
my week 8 opponent in SPS drafted the heaviest Pokemon, and Mudsdale was their first round pick.
Oh yeah. I remember that team. That was so funny. How did they end up doing? How are they doing?
Are they doing better than me?
500, I think, around there. Maybe a game under.
That's sick.
It's going.
Yeah.
They have 3 ice types, so I can't really bring Tropius like I was going to into the all physical team, but c'est la vie, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I calced like how much damage does an uninvested grass knot do if I'm not running a minus special attack nature, and it 2-hit KOs the Mudsdale, and Mudsdale's got stamina, and if my entire team is physical attackers, I gotta have at least one way to hit a super stamina boosted Mudsdale. And I thought it was fun. I didn't think I needed the 4th physical move. Drain Punch I brought because I wanted a way to heal, and secondarily I was expecting either Terra Dark or Terra Steel Hitmonchan. And I wanted to and it ended up being Terra Steel, and it won me the game absolutely. I just wanted a way to hit a Steel type, even if the Copper is there.
Because like Copper Hydra wants to come in on this thing anyways, right?
Yeah. And I felt like the only other move I could run was a Thunder Punch to hit the Cramorant as a surprise. But looking into it, like I'm not outspeeding the Cramorant anyway.
It's just killing you, isn't it?
Yeah, I can just tank its moves and just hit it with a Psycho Cut. And it's terroring maybe anyway. So I didn't want to bring the Thunder Punch, especially when they have the Mudsdale, which is not switching in on this. But like let's say Cacturn is brought and it switches in on this,
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Like if I'm hitting that with a Drain Punch and I'm hitting that with like it's really good too. And again, this is a surprising set. Like no one is expecting a dumbass choice band Drain Punch from a Mesprit.
What's its attack? Is it like 80?
105.
It's 105. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Fun?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
That's why, like it's just as physical as it is special. And that's why I'm really enjoying this mon, because I could feasibly bring physical whenever I want, because it's theoretically the moves are a bit worse probably.
What is this symmetric ass?
Yeah, it's weird, right?
The stats are
very
whack.
Weird. Yeah, very weird set. But yeah, it ended up going off.
I see.
Yeah. They're all very they all have very symmetric sets. The Lake Trio. But Band and Mesprit ended up going off. It claimed 4 kills. It was alive at the end. It completely saved the game. It was really good. Hats off to Z, because I brought the Quag money. I scouted a bunch of grass moves on things like the Luxray, on things like the Arcanine, and then I didn't look at
what happened to Quag money.
Yeah, on turn 2 it got
the win con.
On turn 2 it got Giga Drained by the Muck. I did not scout the Muck.
I did not know Muck got Giga Drained, dude.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I didn't think anybody was sane enough to bring it, because hold on.
It did not kill. It did not kill. Yeah, it did not kill. It got me to 10%, but all Quag did that game was get up rocks, which ended up being really valuable, and getting sacked later, as a sack swap.
Which is also valuable though.
Yeah,
winning in the sack game is huge.
Yeah. The fact that it was still alive was definitely useful. But
it was 4 times is crazy. You weren't
it was absolutely with no special investment, all physical defensive, no special. So yeah, Z did incredibly good prep there, sneaking a grass move into the Quag, because we really did completely Shimon the team otherwise. So it ended up being a really, really good game. I mean, really, really great.
That game was super tight.
Yeah, it was super tight. Live. Yeah, no, I was really happy with the win
for people.
Yeah, really happy with the win. Really happy that this random Mesprit set that I was not confident with ended up performing so well. Yeah, overall, again, I think that the team, individually, there's just some mons I just really like using, and I think Mesprit has really showed up, and it's become one of my favorite things on the team. And I'm excited to build with it every week and bring something equally as unpredictable, because I feel like it's just got a lot of ceiling, got a lot of things you can do with this little guy, even though it's got a really awkward speed.
These super flexible psychics are so fun to build with.
Yeah. Again, if I'm gonna win games, I have to do it with a knowledge gap and by surprising people.
I agree with Wish. There's a reason Iron Crown might arguably be the most fun Pokemon I've built with.
Yeah, it just does.
Yeah. It just does whatever you need it to do.
Yeah, it's just nice having those things on the team, and I'm kind of realizing that now. I never had that on any of my other teams.
You can bring it every week and be in it.
It'll do something.
It'll do something. It'll have a role.
If you don't know what to always be the star of the show, but
you just plug that in, put whatever set you need to support the team.
Yeah,
it does work.
This thing rocks, right? Mesprit?
It gets rocks. It gets U-turn.
E-Wave?
Yeah, because the only thing it doesn't do is heal.
Encore?
It might Encore. Let me check.
I think it encores because I'm pretty sure the other two do.
Yeah, it encores. Yeah.
Does the Lake Trio not get Wish?
It does not. Yeah, they get Healing Wish, but they don't get any.
That move is pretty good though.
Yeah, Healing Wish is nice. Yeah, you never know when you.
It is. I just saw something comparing like Screamtail and Yuxi, and I realized they're a little bit more similar than I thought. But I guess that's why I thought it had at least Wish.
Yeah, those are definitely the weakness. It's what stops it from being like truly top tier. The lack of healing. Like if I'm gonna heal this thing, it's like with Drain Punch.
Well, and
they don't get recover anything, right?
This isn't great.
Yeah, no healing.
Yeah, U-turn weak is a little rough as well.
Yeah.
That's why Screamtail's so good. That plus being able to Wish.
Yeah. The 80 speed is kind of weird. It's like a very weird number.
Yeah, it would be a lot better if you weren't in Paldea, but also you're in low tier, so it's like fine.
In low tier, you can get away with it.
Yeah, exactly.
If I was gonna draft this in Zoroark next season, like I would need to Terra it, or I would just draft Mew. You know, like you might as well just draft Mew at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a live game happening for Zora right now. Not gonna tune into that, but
yeah. Good luck to those players. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it for my game.
And Aaron, your buddy Aaron.
I want to give a shout out to my friend Aaron. This is his first season, and this guy is absolutely going crazy, like so dialed in. Almost took week 1 off me. Probably the greatest game, like the most entertaining game I've ever played. Like a true nail biter at the end.
That
also
one
on the back of
for the awards ceremony.
Absolutely wild game. And yeah, he's been doing extremely well. Like I think that after this week, he could probably climb above me on the. I feel like his diff is better than me, so I feel like after this,
I can check right now.
I feel like it is. Yeah, let's check.
Here we go. He is.
He wins by 1, and you lose. No.
What's his team name? Do you remember? What's his?
Jar Jar Card.
It's the Jar Jar.
Oh right, yeah. Right. Oh my god, with the most insane logo.
Yeah.
If you stumble, he's gonna catch you.
Logo ever.
Yeah. No, and I feel like this week I'm looking at a loss probably.
To Dib?
Probably, yeah. I think Dib's.
Yeah.
I'm very afraid of Dib. Oh wait, Mesprit's the kill leader?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my son. That's crazy. I didn't even notice that. Mesprit, man. What a crazy mon.
Yeah.
What an absolutely crazy mon. Yeah, it's really, really awesome to see the people that you get into draft succeed, right? Which I'm sure is how you felt about me, right?
Yeah, no, it's really awesome.
I feel about Big Tove, even though he's not living it up in WDL currently. He's doing well in other leagues, so.
Honestly, I think the games he's played in WDL have still been good.
Yeah, it's just
like he would lose and play good games.
His threat assessment skill and like when something sets up, he's still learning those steps of like how to stop it because he'll have a mon that like lives, but he saves it last, and then by the time you kill the setup on it,
it's too late.
Yeah.
I'm personally really enjoying watching his games in Zoroark because he's the rain guy, and as the previous rain guy,
Arch.
Really rooting for him to kick ass with Arcaludon because that mon is awesome, and I think he's been doing a great job so far too. I think is very, very scary the way he's been playing.
Matchups have been a little wonky into rain from what I've seen, so it's like kind of hard to navigate if you're not used to using weather. Is overcoming those weird matchups like Slowking. Last week.
Yeah, I will say as someone who used Arcaludon, if you're into other things that can set up weather, there's nothing worse than with Slowking. This doesn't do this, but the things that do weather on setup, like if you prep an Electro Shot and they switch in like their Torkoal to cancel the rain, and then they switch in a ground type to just cancel your turns, like that is like a reason why you would choose not to run Electro Shot. You know, so it's a little iffy.
Well, I don't think we had it. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I don't think he's had anything like that either. I think it was just the king that was blocking the rain.
Yeah, I just remember it was Terrablast Ghost for Mega Gallade and Slowking, which is pretty hype.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Yeah, that was super good. That was a great pick.
All right.
Gallade just wants to click the fighting move into it anyways, as well as being weak to ghosts.
Do we want to hop into nominations?
Zoroark?
Yeah. I'm saving the Zorua ones for
5 nominations.
Yeah, we had a lot to go through this week.
2 sets and 3 games.
So we will be saving Jay and I's games. We're just gonna talk them when we talk about when they get nominated, because both of our games got nominated this week. All right, and so our first set of the week was Mara's Garchomp. Let me see if I can pull this up. Can you open it in browser?
You want me to send it to you, or?
Sure. I thought I could pull it up in browser from here. Oh, I can. Yeah, we're good. I got it. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, good to see. Love to see it.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a pretty heat Garchomp set. I am in love with Endure, Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin Chomp, especially into Ice Triple Axle matchups, because Mara was into Crook this week.
Meow Scrata.
Yeah, the starter team, which has Quack and Meow both with Triple Axle. So they were super incentivized to be on this kind of chip plan. I mean, Crook knows that, and I believe he was on pads, but just like random Endure on Chomp with Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet, it can put in so much work, the damage you get out of this.
It stopped +6 Charizard.
Yep.
From claiming probably 2 kills.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, for sure. And
like
Endure with Toxic, I think, is a really cool pairing as well. Like, so much passive damage coming out of this thing.
I thought it was very, very smart. If you're just trying to build an unkillable thing, like the most annoying mon possibly, to kill, like it's like this. It's a great thing about Garchomp, the fact that it can do this too. Very, very
absolutely.
cool. You don't know whether it's going to be this kind of set. Like this is really like taking that to the extreme. Like the extreme of like the super defensive Chomp. You don't know whether he's going to be this or whether he's going to be really offensive.
Yeah, it can be this or it can be set up and you don't know.
I really love it because Endure's like works similarly to Protect, where like even if you're at 1 HP, you can just click it again.
Yep. This can,
it forces mind games.
I believe it happened where Mara came in again on 1 HP with no hazards up and was just able to click Endure. I don't remember if it mattered. I don't believe it mattered.
That's probably into the pads, Meow. If I had to take a wild guess.
But like the fact that it can even do that is really cool.
Fire. I'm a big Endure guy, but I run a lot of Custat Berry.
Yeah, you introduced me to like running Endure to proc berries. I'm a big fan of this use of Endure as well.
Yeah. Chomp is just real good with Endure because it loves stuff like Salic Berry as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is just just very good prep. Like it's not necessarily the most heat thing ever. It was just a great prep that put in work.
Yeah,
and that's all you can really ask for out of this Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you want to move on to Punpun's Darkrai?
Punpun's Darkrai. So this was Punpun's first week in the WDL. His first game. And we got this Darkrai set. So this is... I should have said the Garchomp set, sorry. Was Rough Skin Rocky Helmet with Endure, Toxic, Earthquake, and Stealth Rock. Being physically defensive with a bit of speed investment to speed creep. And the Darkrai, we have Blunder Policy Darkrai running Max Timid with Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, Focus Blast, Hypnosis. This, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is the set that got Sleep banned from OU.
Probably
something along this line.
I know that this was a pretty common ladder set.
Yeah.
And you can tell why I would get it banned. It's absolutely infuriating to play against this set.
What happened was I didn't even fully get this until I believe Jay explained it to me, but Punpun Hypnosis or procced the Blunder Policy to outspeed Ren's Mons in Tailwind, where if he had just killed the Mons...
Insane.
Yeah, such good play. Incredible
if he had killed the Mons, he would have no longer outsped because of the Tailwind. So
really, really high level play. Because one of those things where you could definitely think, I'm just going to kill I'm Darkrai, I'm going to kill the thing, right?
Like Punpun has made me want to try Darkrai. Honestly.
Yeah, very cool set.
I might try this in the Smog Tour. Jay, what's it at in the Smog Tour? Do you know?
It's at 18, low or higher than 1 point higher than Gren, 2 points higher than Meow.
Oh. No, I can't justify it. Not an 8mon for 18. 90.8 mon for 18 points, I can't justify it. But
Like,
this is on my short list. I want to draft
is
this mon.
19, Gouge is 17. There is another, like...
Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
rather just take the substitute that might be...
Mega Maw is 18, right?
Yeah.
That's another one on my short list, and I think that one's appropriately priced. But yeah, this is great. This the way Punpun played it was super sweet. I'm really excited to see his future games in the division.
I'm a little sad that the Carkle set was on here. I didn't remember to nominate it.
What was it? Do you remember it?
2 kills?
Carkle put in an insane amount of work that game.
Give me a sec. I can show the exact paste. But I just know it was mixed with Air Balloon.
Yeah, it was Air Balloon. I remember that. Yeah, it was his lead, I think, right? Wasn't it?
Yes, and then Lando taunted it, which is
good prep.
A bit sad.
Yeah.
Here, you work on finding that. I'm gonna.
Got it.
You got it? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was just specially defensive, but with Air Balloon and mixed attack, Overheat obviously
to kill the
does a ton to Pharaoh, and then Stone Edge just to get max value out of not being -2 special attack.
Yeah, that is actually pretty sweet. Especially because Ren's team has a lot of flyers and fires, like very rock weak.
How did no one nominate the Terra Stellar Mismagius?
Yeah, how did we not nominate this Mismagius?
We
nominated the ladder Darkrai.
We were watching
this Mismag set is insane.
This whole paste should have been nominated, not just.
Yeah, let's go through the paste. Fuck it, let's just go through. Look at this Mismag set. For my audio listeners, I'm gonna need you to sit down for this one. This is a Mismagius with a jetpack nicknamed Opium, with the ability Levitate. Of course, Terra type Stellar, Max attack, Timid with Mystical Fire, Shadow Ball, Taunt, Terra Blast. So the goal here was to Terra Stellar and Terra Blast as the world's most resource-intensive U-turn. Holy shit. And it worked.
It worked. It was crazy.
It was so good.
He told me after we mocked, he said this set was literally just to bring Darkrai in.
And it worked. That's exactly what it did, if I remember correctly.
Did.
Absolutely crazy.
Insane.
I was so happy. I was so happy to see someone run Terra Stellar because I think in the 2 seasons of WDL that's been out, it's still only been used twice. No, it's been used 4 times. I've used it twice. Yeah, I've used it twice. Dibs used it once on his Cerulege, I believe, and then it's been used here. So as someone who has used it literally half the times it's been out, I can say it's ass with confidence. But to use it like this to get that extra value out of the Terra Blast,
insane.
It's so smart. It's so
insanely smart.
You can tell he's been mocking with me too much because who the fuck runs a jetpack anymore?
Yeah, this is some insano shit. What am I looking at? Holy. Do you have anything else that was heating this team?
No,
Sneeze look pretty standard.
Everything on the right side's pretty good, just like standard good stuff.
These 2 sets are insane. How did these not get nominated?
Well, I think it's because Darkrai claimed 4 kills plus had the adrenaline rush.
Yeah, but it was enabled by these 2 exactly, wasn't it?
I agree.
To be honest,
claimed 2 kills.
I didn't really remember.
And Blasef.
That's sick. I didn't really remember how much work the other 2 put in until we sat down and actually.
Yeah.
The Darkrai's the lasting impression, but yeah, you don't want to forget what the other team did with the rest of the team.
Yeah. Phenomenal building by Punpun. Cannot wait to see what else he does in WDL.
He's improved so much. Like, it's just. I'm just glad to see it.
Yeah. I've talked with him a bit. We talked a bit. I think we mentioned the other week. But he's an awesome guy.
Yeah. Do you want to go over The 2 games that aren't ours now?
I was going to say, let's go over the games that aren't ours, and then we can talk about ours to round up. So we will start with Kev versus Cole. So this game was pretty crazy, right? This was the game where Cole set up on Scizor and claimed a bunch of kills before Scizor went down. And then Kev set up on Scolisopod and claimed a bunch of kills while Cole was chipping it down, and then finished the job with a Terra Normal Extreme Speed from Arcanine. So insane back and forth game.
May I add, I just want to get this out there. For people who have not seen this replay, Scizor went down due to a dual wing beat miss.
Right, I forgot to mention,
right.
dual wing beat
what,
missed.
10-15% chance? Anyways.
It's a 95 accurate move, I'm pretty sure.
95? I thought it was 90.
A 1 in 20 chance. Oh, is it 90? I can check. I have Smoke on up.
Pretty sure it's 90 because I was using it week 1 or week 2 in
It is 90. I have been corrected.
Point is, Kev, the turn before, said, good game. Turn 10.
And this invoked the good game clause.
When people say good game early, it's like they fucking Super Saiyan.
Yeah, they have turned on sicko mode. And
I swear, I've seen people say good game, and then literally 90% of the time, it's like anybody's game, like, or they win. Like, it's just insane.
I did that this week or this last week when we talk about my game. I did it as well.
I never said good game until confirmed that.
I didn't say good game. I was malding a little bit. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
we'll get to that. So that was a sick game. Shout out to both Kev and Cole.
It was a very fun one to watch.
It was fun.
That was a very fun game to watch. And then,
as someone, sorry, just before we stop this Scolisopod, as someone who has never seen Nat decks ever, and I've never seen Scolisopod used, like, this is a mon that I'm so excited to see used more. I think this is such a cool mon.
It's a really good Terra Captain.
I'm really excited to see Kev cook with this thing. So
I remember when Kev told me that they wanted to take this, and they I remember just being like so psyched for the idea of Terra Scolisopod on their team.
Oh, wait, Sloy's never seen Nat decks. Get ready to watch Guard be a terrorist for.
True.
I'm so excited. As someone on the outside looking in, this is my this is like my season to scout, and then next season we come in and we learn. We compete. Yeah.
And like it's really interesting because it doesn't get Terra Blast, so it's using it exclusively for either a stab bump or defensive Terra. So it's like kind of balanced out, whereas like another speed boost mon might be too good.
Wait, the old mons don't get Terra Blast?
No, they haven't.
They're not in Gen 9.
They haven't learned it, right?
I see. I didn't know if that was a thing where they would just go back and add it to everyone. But I guess they have no reason.
Well, however, once we start doing Catmons, I think we may have to play with custom game rules. In which case, I may just let everything have Terra Blast. So
that's actually so interesting. I never thought of that until you said that, but that's so interesting.
And I do believe we will have Catmons next season in Zoroark, because there's almost no reason to not have them.
You just talk about confirming the one Uber, or is that going to include Catmons as well?
Yeah, I would like to include Catmons and likely low tier Terra. I think that'll be a pretty fist fight season.
For the people who are not saying it's me, not saying it's me, who don't know what you're talking about, can you first grade vernacular this cat thing? Because I only know cats is. Oh,
yeah.
Cap.
Cap is the Create a Pokemon project run by Smogon and the Smogon community. And it's the definition here is a metagame based on OU that also allows the usage of all 31 of the Pokemon created by the Create a Pokemon project. The addition of cat Pokemon makes the metagame quite different from OU, although many of the same threats still thrive.
I see. That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about Catmons. I just know what the concept of it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't give you more detail than basically what Wish was saying.
But they're basically like, they're mons designed by the community. They have art made by the community. and like everything is put up to votes and like pitches as far as I know, and they're pretty like inherently balanced.
Yeah.
Some more so than others, but I think it'll be pretty cool to just add in, because like we're already only playing on Showdown. It's gonna be a while before DLC comes out or like another game comes out or anything. Like I don't see any reason to not play with these. They're here.
I think that's cool. That's very cool.
I think it's
Excited
great.
to try that.
I went ahead and sent the second game that wasn't ours, so you can open, or not open, but it's there whenever.
Yeah.
If you want to open or anything.
So this was the game between Shadow, Sai, and Sheep. And this was a absolute fist fight of a game, where Sheep's Iron Moth played an absolute devious game of bluffing Psychic basically the entire game, and he didn't have it. He was a Meteor Beam Iron Moth with Power
I
Herb.
love Meteor
They
Beam.
used Meteor Beam 3 times this match, I believe. I believe it was 3 times.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, absolutely crazy game, back and forth. I believe it was very close, wasn't it? And then Sai ended up taking it with Terra Poison on the Dogi.
Yeah.
Sai proving again that Hatchram is like absolutely a demon low tier pick.
Yeah, such a cool mod.
Gotten great value out of that mod.
I need to try out Miltank, but it's just
Miltank is really good. I've been super impressed by it.
I'm the one that suggested that into this team, for like an Iron Moth check, because Terra Ground, like I think it was Life Orb Terra Ground, I literally like claimed 4 or 5 kills with it.
Yeah.
In the mock, we just needed something for it, so I suggested Miltank, and
yeah, thick fat Miltank I think is great here.
It stops Qianpao. I learned that one the hard way.
I believe Sheep agility'd on the switch to Miltank and then psyched himself up in his head, worried about Steel Roller for his Terra Fairy Moth, and switched out. So that was scary.
A lot of mind games in this game.
Yeah, that was a great
mind games. The psychic bluffs, the Meteor Beam getting to actually work twice without the power herb. It's just like you're afraid of the moth clicking on a button and killing you, so you switch and then you let it prep the Meteor Beam, and now you're
you have to find something
out who's tanking this. Yeah, who's tanking this? Like, I think it was on electric terrain too, so it had the special attack boost from terrain plus the Meteor Beam boost. Just like what is eating this massive damage? Like absolutely wild end game. So cool.
Moth is an incredible Terra Captain.
Yeah, really, really nice.
I had it in SPS. I've been super impressed with it.
I don't like Moth without Terra, but with Terra, it literally.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a merchant. I don't know. It's like fine, but I think it really excels with Terra.
Yeah, it snowballs a lot harder.
Way harder. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't go 0-4 on fire dance
its best trait is snowballing really easily.
Yeah. So that was a banger.
The only thing I wonder at the end, Sheep clicked on Sludge Wave into the Okidogi, the poison.
Yeah.
If he had clicked on, he said he was running Gleam, right? If he clicked on Gleam with Terra Fairy, would it have done just enough damage to kill? Because it gets the the boost.
The fairy boost for Dazzling Gleam is the same as he keeps stab on Sludge.
Oh, I thought that Terra gave you more than stab. Is that not true?
It
just stacks with it.
And then Sludge is and then Sludge is normal, just has more power as well. So it ends up
you're casual player. Don't know anything. Dispelling the misinformation that I'm good at the game.
Bros beating the good allegations.
The good allegations.
That's what I'm on here for. Trying to get rid of this misinformation. No one can be listening to this.
We've got so many potential titles for this episode. Beating the good allegations is a crazy title.
I'm just a fucking hater. I'm a full-time, $12 an hour hater.
Yeah, but I'm #1 Disloyal fan.
Then we balance the vibes because I sit right in the middle.
You feel neutral on yourself?
Very neutral.
Better than the alternative.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh man.
All right, do you want to talk your game first or me first? I don't mind. You talk yours. Talk yours.
Oh,
I'm gonna drink some water. All you.
Fine. I'll talk about my game. Do you want me to send you the link now or?
Doesn't matter. Shoot me after, because I just want to make sure it's included in like descriptions.
Okay.
So this was an absolute fist fight, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, scariest, like most pressure game I've played in a while.
My heart was
By
pounding
far the
watching this.
closest. I'm gonna see if I had any heat to send poke paste. I would say the Great Wish. You've seen my paste. I would say the Great Tusk was heat enough for a shout out.
You see, I don't want to compliment your Great Tusk because it showed up and missed a move on like turn 1 and
No, but
lost half its health.
in
It was
theory,
strategic.
in theory, it was good. It just
Strategic.
needs to get some fucking glasses.
It was strategic. You get the Endeavor. That was a great play.
I clicked Supercell Slam twice this week. One in a mock with Psy and once in the game. Missed both of them. 95% accuracy, my ass.
Oh my god. The 1 in 400 to
Murphy's
miss
Law,
2.
man. If it can miss and damage you by 50% of your health, it will miss
Is
and
that,
damage you.
I don't think that's Murphy's Law, but alright.
Oh,
it made me so mad, bro. That Haunch Crow that almost swept me late game would have just gotten fucking deleted turn 1 by a Supercell Slam like it's the fucking people's elbow.
Does it definitely kill?
Like yes, it did like 140 men.
That's so crazy. Absolutely wild.
Outside of that, I just that was a horrible start to the game. I thought I was about to get swept.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I thought
Altaria.
it was a little Jover. Happy played really well at the beginning and just like not that they didn't at the end, but Happy opened the gate and is like absolutely putting you on the back foot.
Mm-hmm.
You maneuvered pretty well with
this Altaria just kind of fucked my shit up.
Yeah, for real.
Not even gonna lie. I felt like I was on the back foot. I don't know why I didn't go Cursula. I think it was because I only saw 2 of his moves, and I was expecting coverage.
Yeah.
So my play was always belly bolt and just like acid spray, which didn't break sub, which was awful. But you
needed the para, right?
Yeah, he was sub roosting, so I could very safely go to Cursula, which was Terra Poison. It was mainly Spadef bulky.
You don't know it's not
Earthquake
is why you didn't, right? Like Earthquake's really common on that mon.
Yeah, I was expecting like Earthquake or even Dragon move does way too much
to
Cursula. But I could very safely just Shadow Ball, spam. Goes into Audino as expected. I actually Will-O-Wisp on that switch, which is huge to negate leftovers.
Mm-hmm. And if he stays in, like the Willow on the Altaria is gigantic.
Exactly. He made a great play clicking Encore on the Calm Mind with Turtle.
Yeah.
That put me in a bad spot.
His use of Encore was incredible.
Yeah. Volt switched, then switched out Sandy Shocks as I get another Calm Mind up.
Yeah, you stayed in on the Encore Calm Mind.
Yeah, because like what's Audino doing to me other than like Wish passing back into Altaria, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So breaks Terra Shell with Sandy Shock's great play. I Calm Mind again. I'm at +3. But unfortunately,
Val is in.
Yes, and I miscalc the Encore turns. I thought I'd be free now. I have Choppleberry to live a banded close combat in theory. Well, he's booster speed, so obviously I don't need to do that. I have enough speed to outspeed with a Rock Polish. So the idea was Rock Polish up as Encore breaks and Val comes in, tank a close combat, and then he literally loses.
Mm-hmm.
In theory, of course.
Then he SD'd on a turn that you had to stay in. Or you stayed in on,
he clicked Calm Mind as I was
right, he was Calm Mind. Yeah.
And which I'm not gonna lie, like this is gonna sound awful, pissed me off.
Why?
Great bait though. Pissed me off because like in my head I could literally stay in because I have Choppleberry and +3.
Spadef. Yeah. But if he was physical, you were way more threatened. So.
Well, to be fair, looking back at it now, I break out of Encore and he just Encores me again.
Yeah. Because he has speed
so like it was a good play, but in the moment it made me upset. just because I'm like the audacity of this guy. Great bluff though, and then I go into Cursula, which, my number one rule of playing Val is just bring a Terra Poison Mon.
Yeah,
Mhm.
your opponent rarely brings poison, psychic coverage, even though it gets it.
Yeah. Well, my psychic type was Crobat, so you could slap on like a Thunderbolt or something.
Mm-hmm.
Even Crobat doesn't want to live like Moonblasts though, so.
Yeah.
After that, I go into my Cursula, Terra Poison. I click Mirror Coat on his second call mine. And then he reveals Encore, so I'm encored into Mirror Coat.
Yep.
This is what really scares me. I thought it was
That
Jover
shit
at this
was
point.
yeah. I don't know how it wasn't Jover there.
There's a reason it wasn't Jover. It's because Belly Bolt is literally the
Belly
fucking
Bolt
goat.
is the hero.
Call mines again. I believe I assets for, or I believe I discharge.
You discharge for the para.
Yep, discharge for the para. I'm not static, which wouldn't have mattered, but I get good chip and the para that saves me the game.
Yeah,
right,
you
and
lose if
Belly,
you don't get that para,
he
right?
even gets
Crazy.
first turn para, which allows me to get 18% chip, which
18%.
doesn't matter because young Ogerpon just comes in and kills it afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mind game with Steela and Sandy Shocks.
Yeah, there's like whole part of the game where like
This
Steela
is
is
where
just a
I won the
complete
game.
demon.
Is this mid game because I was able because it was Steela versus my AV Belly Bolt, and so knowing that I don't, or he doesn't know that I have Muddy Water or an AV, he's probably expecting Slack Off last. He goes Sandy Shocks. I hit it with a Muddy Water on the switch. 54.
Got the accuracy drop.
Yep, but he sets up Rock, so I'm able to kill the Sandy Shocks, which means that.
Because like the Earth Power wouldn't have killed, right? Because you're AV.
No, it would have killed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you used like 17%.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, which I don't even know what that means, other than just Cursula kind of wins. It doesn't win, but it's got a much clearer path to bailing me out.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, it's 4-4 because Belly Bolt dies to poison. I'm giving a very in-depth analysis, but I feel like it's just such a close game.
Yeah, it was a really
that
good
it's
game.
worth. Plus, I know my thought process, so it's hard to not talk about it. But yeah, Belly Bolt dies to Toxic, meaning both of us get to switch at the same time. So I go my first love because it's Perish Body. It's just very annoying to deal with. Is he goes and sells Steel, misses a Leech Seed, which is huge, as I Shadow Ball for Chip. I Shadow Ball for Chip and to scout whether it's physical or especially bulky. In this case, it's physical, which is huge information for like mainly the Ogerpon. Also tells me that Terapagos can 1v1.
Yeah, because of T-Bone, right?
Yeah, I swap into Crobat on a Leech Seed. Just super plans to just Super Fang it as he leeches me again. Then it is back into Terapagos. They go Audino. I Terra Starstorm for Chip, and if he encores me, the only good switch in is Celesteela, which takes some pretty decent chip.
It's still a lot of damage, yeah.
Yeah. And it also tells me if Audino is Protect or not, which it doesn't look like it is because now it's at 24%.
Don't believe it was, yeah.
I guess it's like 54% because of regen. But I go Crobat again as like Toxic. I completely forgot that I had Roost on Crobat because I was so nervous that I was just focused on clicking Super Fang and whittling the Steela down that I forgot that I had Roost. And so I miss a Super Fang. They leech.
My heart sank when you missed it.
I can't believe that move can miss. Seems like a move that should miss.
I hit the next Super Fang, so Steela is at
it's extremely powerful move, to be fair.
After 56 after leftovers. So I go Tropicos. I think this is my chance to win. Thunderbolt kills. I was baiting Thunderbolt this entire time.
Yeah, you were sandbagging your Thunderbolt this entire fucking time.
If he leeches, It's between him switching out. I'm expecting an Autono here. I'll be completely honest with you. I could see Toxic, but I think versus Terapagos, you have to prep for a fire move or a steel move.
Electric
Fire
move.
move or
It just gets
electric
everything.
move.
Mhm.
It does. And so I'm figuring switch out into Autono because it's going to be back above 50. Can wish out, wish back into the Stela. So I go for a Calm Mind. And it was a 50-50 to me. I get Toxic, but it allows me to break for a better late game, which is fine with me. Ends up staying in on a Thunderbolt. If we switched it into Autono now, that might be a different game. But Autono lives a +1. What's it called? Terra Starstorm, which is
Yeah, it's actually
surprising,
crazy. Yeah.
huge.
It's so much damage.
But forcing Tropicus to go pretty much, it's 8% after Toxic. Honchkrow just suckers. Telling me that's not Banded. Obviously, we learned it wasn't Scarf turn 1, but Banded Sucker Punch is a little sketchy.
Yeah.
I have to send in Ogerpon now because I see it play rough kills, plus this does way too much for Cursula to do comfortably, and then I can't touch Cursula back. I hit the play rough, and all of a sudden, Altaria versus the world. It's at 77%. I believe I'm
Still
max
very
attack.
scary.
Yeah, I'm max attack Jolly, if I'm not mistaken.
I
So
think
I'm
you were.
expecting this to kill. Happy says G, or I say GG's before I click the move.
Oh
That was my
no.
first mistake. Altaria lives on 2 and clicks Dragon Dance, and I calc wrong. I did not calc for +1. And so all of a sudden, this Ogerpon gets absolutely
Completely cooked.
obliterated. And then it's a 1v1 between Sub, Dragon Dance, Return Roost, Altaria, and Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Mirko, Strength Sap, Cursula, which in theory I should win, but with the absolute optimal plays between Roost, Substitute,
Yeah, I think he
and
can win
Return,
that.
it's very winnable.
He just has to prevent you from wisping him.
Yeah, he just has to always keep a sub up and stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So Roost's first. At that point, I strength sap just in case of was mainly for the Roost.
I was really surprised you didn't wisp him.
Theory, I should have whisked, but I wanted to see.
Because that was the
I
only
really,
turn where he was low enough that he couldn't sub, right?
I realistically don't know what I was doing. I was just really scared of it.
You were, yeah, you were tweaking.
I want to take away the attack boost. It made me feel a lot more comfortable, and I didn't want to miss Wisp. If I miss Wisp, to me, the game is extremely
You were
extremely
meant to
like a
lose it
coin
at that
flip.
point.
That's pretty fair. Go
Yeah,
for the
I
100%.
didn't want to risk it. I felt
That's
like
fair.
negating the um, attack boost and getting me back to 100 from 82 was significant enough. I have to, you have to think though. This was the game I played. This was the game after I missed Gunk Shot with
Oh,
Annihilate
right.
in YouTube. I was not risking that. I clicked Strength Sap. I can wisp it later.
The smart play.
He wisps the second turn to get back to full. That shocked me. I
Yeah.
always Shadow Ball to break sub. Then he clicks Substitute, but I just spamming Shadow Ball until he doesn't expect it. Roosts again, and that's when I click. No, I click Shadow Ball again. I was trying
Because
to get this
you got
thing
like a
chipped or
crit
get.
drop, right?
Yeah, I was trying to get this thing dropped or stall out of Roost, something like that.
Well, your odds on
And
dropping a Shadow Ball are like actually pretty fucking good.
20%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wisp at the right time before he can Dragon Dance. And that's a game because I get crit dropped into. I just want to mention this, by the way. Altaria was +1 attack, but burned. Returned at 41%.
Yeah, your
That's
mon
pretty
has
good.
like 60 defense and HP though, doesn't it?
That's fair,
50,
yeah.
60, and 50, I believe, is the
Yeah,
split.
so
Anyways, I yapped about that game for like way too long, but you know,
It's a
it was
crazy
a really
game.
tight game.
It's a
It
crazy
was a
game. It's back
long
and
ass
forth.
game
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was. It was a very
48
long
turns.
game,
Oh my gosh. I remember watching
which
that
is like
live.
48 games is like twice of what my brain can comprehend. I'm surprised I played optimally in the late game. Well, close to optimally in the late game. Yeah, Wish's turn now.
Well, mine was a bit of a shit show. I was into Scolisopod this week. I don't think I have my paste. Yeah, I don't have my paste. But I was on basically AVs on the whole family. So I was an
You're real
AV
smart for
Battlebond
that.
Greninja because of Scolisopod's bundle. Because even if I get +1 on Greninja, if he is Booster Speed or Scarf Bundle, Freeze Dry still outspeeds me and kills me. So I was AV for prepping for that. And it also was pretty good into the Quick Draw Slowbro, which he was actually on in a crucial turn. I live a Terra Fairy, I believe it was Terra Fairy.
Yes, it was.
And then kill back with Sludge. They gave this mon Sludge. I know I've mentioned it like literally every week, but it is so crazy.
Can we talk about Nihilego, turn 1 living, Scarf, probably Modest Scarf, Psychic from Lele?
I don't know why I stayed, because that shit should probably have just been like Psyshock and then I lose.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't know why I stayed in on that.
Got the
I think
rocks.
Scarf turn 1 isn't a horrible play, though. If he switches, he's not Scarf, more than likely.
Yeah, but I think he had no reason to not be Scarf into me.
Fair. He could also have been scared of Sash.
That's true.
Especially on the lead set.
I was
Power Herb, right?
I think I was, yeah, I was power Meteor Beam because I wanted to just set up rocks and then click buttons. Looking back, I probably should have considered the fact that he was like pretty incentivized to be Scarf into me, which also played a bit into why this game was so scary, because I did not EV my Scarf Victini properly. And so I confidently clicked a button into the Scarf Lele and promptly died. So that was not great. That was where things started going downhill. We reach a point in the end game where Zygarde is 1v1ing the Mega Arrow. I know that I have Yachi Berry, and I know that the Stone Edge kills, provided I hit it. But then I don't get to see whether or not I hit it because the Ice Fang freezes me. And then we get into an endgame position where it's my Vaporeon against what's left of his team. I was expecting to just lose on the spot to dual wing beat from Arrow, but he did not know I was pretty heavily Spidef, even though I believe it was probably calcable based off of the damage Freeze Dry had done to my Vaporeon earlier. But the Scald from Vaporeon kills the Arrow on a taunt from Mega Arrow, and then I live the T-Bolt because I am Spidef from Lele and kill it. And yeah, it was a tight game. I'm not really happy with how I prepped or played, if I'm honest, but we'll take the W.
I'm genuinely surprised that he brought Quick Draw, not gonna lie. I thought AV Regen was by far the best set.
Yeah, I think that's what I was like, because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think of Quick Draw and prep. I usually just assume it's regen. But I do like that he brought it for Gren. I'm just lucky that my AV paid off.
I mean, that's good prep. Yeah, you say
I
you're not
guess.
happy with some of your prep like that. The AV Gren was huge. Like
Yeah,
that,
AV Gren was.
If
I
you
was
don't
pretty
bring
happy
AV,
with.
then you don't win. Like you probably die that turn, right?
Yeah, for sure I die.
And if that guy dies, then you know
Yeah,
you put in some
because
work.
he was Specs bundle as well, so getting the
Turn
proc means
30,
speed.
turn 30, into John for this is crazy.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, I was not
man.
pleased. I got full frozen after I had gotten Johned on my matchup.
To peel the curtain. Wish and I were in the middle of a Destiny 2 dungeon, we were talking about like, oh man, when are we gonna get to play this game? When's it gonna happen? He's like, I was like, oh, you think you'll get to play tonight? He was like, man, I hope so. And so he deafened or like left the call or whatever, and I was watching the game live. And when that turn happened, when I saw that freeze, I was like, I gotta think of ways to console this guy. I gotta think, what am I gonna say to this guy when he comes back?
Talk this guy off the bridge.
Yeah, Dis is like the guy that, like, when I'm playing my games in between our sessions or whatever we're doing while we're hanging out, I feel so bad for what I must do to Dis when I come back from a loss. And I'm just like, it's now Dis's problem.
Oh man.
Oh no.
So I may be wrong. Is Psychic and Psychic Terrain stronger than Thunderbolt if it's super effective, or is it the same? It's 180 versus 180, I think.
I don't think it's 1-to-1 because, oh god,
I don't know how Surge works.
you could calc it.
I could, I suppose.
I could calc it.
I'm looking up.
I don't remember. I'm just gonna do max
way,
Vaporeon because it
Psyshock
shouldn't
mentioned
matter,
that
right?
game because it more than likely kills Vape and kills Nihilego.
Yeah, I was really expecting Psyshock. So if I'm max Spadef, Vaporeon here, and this is a Scarf Lele with Psychic Surge. Psychic versus Thunderbolt. Psychic does 31 to 36. Thunderbolt does 31 to 37.
So plus the Parachance. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Thunderbolt's the better player.
Yeah, I think
it definitely is because you got crit plus the Parachance.
Yeah. Just the fact that it came down to that.
Yeah, the game really should have been close, barring Stone Edge hit.
Yeah, if I just hadn't gotten frozen and the Stone Edge fucking hit.
To be fair, there's always the Stone Edge miss. Andrew could have gotten flinched.
Yeah, one out of 5 chances there. I missed the Stone Edge anyways.
Yeah. At the end of the day, if you want to blame someone, next time, this will be the last time this season you mess up the speed EVs on your Victini. For sure.
Surely, right? I won't mess this up again.
It doesn't happen again. Yeah, it doesn't happen again. Yeah.
Can't wait for the episode titled It did happen again.
He messed it up again.
He did it again. I think that is all of our noms.
It is. Would you want to go over the standings and kill years real quick?
I was right about to say we should do that. But as always, please make sure you guys are nominating whatever you see. I don't mind people who do self-nominations because, like, honestly, at this point, anything you see that you're happy with, you want us to shout out, go for it.
Honestly, at this point, give us full pastes.
Yeah, and like chuck pastes. Yeah, like in nominations. If your game gets nominated, or like if you nominate someone's game and you want to ask them for their paste, obviously if you're not comfortable putting your paste, I'm not going to force anyone to. But if you want to show your paste because your game got nominated, please, we'll talk through it.
I think in Zorua, a lot of people have been sharing full pace after games. A lot of good discussion because again, Zorua is a lot less serious. People don't care about sharing secret sauce. For sure. I think it's show their secret sauce. A lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun when people, as a spectator, it's fun when people do that.
So, yeah, I agree.
I've gotten to the point where I like doing it because, like, I love sharing knowledge, especially about Pokemon. It's like the one thing that if you get me talking, I won't shut up about it. And I can talk about why I brought this, why I didn't bring this. Like, I just am very talkative when it comes to Pokemon. So I know, especially some of the newer players, I'd love to.
Yeah, for sure.
Say something
open
that
their
sticks
eyes
with
on something.
Yeah.
I will say as well, I'm super excited for the Zorua award show.
I am too.
That shit is gonna slap. We have so much to.
I'm excited for both of them, though. I loved the award show last season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to both of them, honestly.
I'm glad we did one award show rather than weekly awards. I'm glad we all got behind so we could decide to do that.
Yeah, you're glad that we all procrastinated?
Yep.
Yeah, you did a good job with that. Excited to see what you cook up with. More fun awards next time. It'll be fun.
So for our standings, in first place, we have newly named the Galactic Glamoras. That is
New
Dax.
logo too.
Yep, new logo. Shout out Jay, banger logo. In 3-0 at +12, commanding lead on my division again. This fucking guy. And then we have
this guy got more fucking hazards and a fucking Goldango, and all of a sudden, going crazy.
Dax is super solid though. He's always been super solid.
I know.
Then we have
with the
Crook
starter
in second, 3-0 +8. Starter
the
team
only guy
popping
that
the fuck
beat
off.
me.
Yeah, I'm
So-
super hyped to see the starter team doing well.
He's been cooking. Like, if you want to talk about cooking, this
He's
is the
been
guy
cooking.
you talk about.
Yeah.
I've been very excited to see his team every week.
Mhm.
It's just when you see a meme, quote unquote meme team, I think you two talked about it a lot in PRs. Like, this is a quote unquote meme themed team, but like it's still all good mons.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
and you
That's
look
what
at
I
the
liked about
types.
his team.
Yeah, like the
I'm
starters are diverse enough that the types don't, like, there's a lot of waters that aren't weak to grass, for instance, right? And like you can have like Empoleon do that. So there's enough diversity in the types that it can perform.
I'm glad Dis is on because Dis, Wish, and we all got it. When I was bringing quote unquote heat, it was not throwing. It was just good prep that was you like don't see. It's like it wasn't Terra Ice. Like Keyberry, max defense body press.
That set was great.
Raging Bolt or like Grassy Seed, Raging Bolt and Gouging Fire into Thwacky with Sunny Day.
Crook's team really embodies that for me.
Like
he's not throwing; he's just bringing creative sets.
And he's a good he's a great prepper too.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm really glad he's been able to pull it off.
Yeah.
And then we have your boy at 3-0 +5.
Your boy 2-1 +6 in fourth.
Yep. And then Rasta 2-1 +3. Ren 2-1 +3 as well. Sheep at 1-2 -1. Happy at 1-2 -2, and then the rest of the bracket.
Three-way tie for the 8th seed right now, though.
Not.
Wow.
Yeah, it is 3-way tie. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
That's Scolisopod with St. Martin's Scolopedes at 1-2 -2, and Tovy's Stomping Dinos at 1-2 -2 as well.
Large
all tied for 8. Large Tove indeed.
I want to put this out there. I've now made a quarter of the logos in Zorua Division.
Yeah, if y'all need logos, go to this guy. He does great work. And like same with Zorua. If you guys need logos.
You guys have creative liberty. Like people
look at
just
these.
give me prompts or what they want, and I'm like, yep, I can do that.
I modeled mine after his. Because I liked his style that much. We do a little theft as a treat.
It's not theft, it's creative interpretation. That's what I learned in college. It's not plagiarism if you mess it up a little bit.
I didn't mess it up. I didn't even make my logo.
Well, I didn't mean mess it up like in a bad way.
Yeah,
it's just the first words that came to mind.
Holy. The
me.
shade. Holy.
Nah.
I know.
Yours honestly looks better than me. I might readjust mine to make the wording look a little better, but it's
I
not
just like
that
the
big
style.
of a deal.
And then for our kill leaders to round things off, my Greninja, 3 games played, 10-1
so
+9. I love this mon. I can't believe how much I underused it in our first season. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite draft mons. It is so good.
So cool.
Look at the first 3 mons. The one thing they have in common is they just snowball.
Yeah. Steela still in second place. It's Happy Steela at 3 games played, 9-2.
I believe I donated it 2 kills. Which honestly isn't that bad.
Yeah. And then Sheep's Iron Moth. So Sheep is 1-2, and bro has the 3rd kill leader. Because his Iron Moth is 3 games played, 8-3. Because every game, this thing just claims like half the opponent's roster. It's so good.
Just a crazy mod.
And then Jay's Darm at 2 games played, 5-1.
I will say the highest kill in less than 3 games played.
Yeah,
just true. There you go. We're really digging in the bin for an award for this guy.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to glaze him.
I mean, we'll see what Punpun does with Darkrai, because that's gonna come up real quick.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
We have Big Toves Pelipper in 5th, already completely
the better than
smashing.
Disloyal, the better than Disloyal Pelipper. I'll say it. I'll say it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love watching this guy
smashing
play.
Dis's Pelipper.
It's
Wait to
different.
see Specs one week. Specs fucking like kill 3 things.
This is
Kyogre at home.
as the spectator, because you know, I again playing Rain last season to see Rain. It's impossible to not play Rain and play like partially the same team. Like it's obviously a different team, but he's got the same core. It's so cool to see the different play style come out and like, hey, this is like he plays the Pelipper different than
Yeah,
like,
he plays it way more aggressively
awesome.
than you did, and it's
Yeah.
really cool to see
It's
the
so
difference.
cool to see. Yeah. It's so
Because
cool
neither of you are wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So his Pelipper is 3 games played, 5-2. We have the Mega Sizz from Cole at 3 games played, 5-3. My Victini, 3 games played, 5-3 as well, falling off a bit in these last couple weeks. Or this
What
last
it have if you didn't fuck up the Speedy Vs?
Yeah, what happened there, man?
Yeah, me letting my Victini down. It's not Victini that's the problem. Darkrai from Punpun in the 8th spot after 1 game with 4 kills, no deaths.
Wow.
Cannot wait to see what he does with this. Like I said, I'm looking to try this mon because of seeing Punpun use it. And then in our 9th spot, we have Dax's Goldengo, 3 games played, 4-0, nice. And Crook's Meow, 3 games played, 4-0 as well. Neither of them dying, both being super solid role players.
Hold on a sec. I want to confirm something.
Mm-hmm.
Where's it at? Where's the last one? This Meowscarada, my Meowscarada, I've drafted twice, brought it to 11 games.
Mm-hmm.
And it has the same amount of kills as Crook's Meowscarada does in 3.
I can check. I have my all-time pulled up. I can check. My Meowscarada overall, I've drafted Meow 5 times. It's been to 13 games. It's 14-10. I have let this mon down with how bad I was playing in the first season.
Bro. Mine is, let's see. Mine is 4 and 5. I just use it way differently. I use it as a fast pivot to enable my guys into speed check stuff. I run a lot of Scarf Meow. It's a problem.
I was just so bad in Season 1. It is unreal how ass I was at this game. Because I was just letting down such incredible mons like Meow and Grunt.
And Nihilape. You gotta try out Nihilape again.
I can't wait to try Nihilape again. This mon is incredible.
That's also on my short list. That guy seems so cool.
I need to create my short list so I don't forget. I believe that's everything I have for this week. How are you guys feeling? Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Sloy, you got any final words?
No, man, and thank you too for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Before we sign off, I have so other podcasts do sign-off shows. I'm particularly thinking of Limited Resources, a Magic the Gathering podcast for anyone familiar. But they do like a sign-off show with things unrelated to the main topic. I kind of want to do something similar. It's still going to be a little related. Between Jay and myself, I'm going to throw it to Jay this time because I'm launching this on him with no knowledge. But I've been excited thinking about this week. I want to hear about the coolest set you've brought within the last week for a league that isn't WDL. What is it? Why did you bring it?
The last week? Oh, that's a problem because I'm only in one other league now.
Okay, you could go back like a week or two if you want, because I'm springing this on you. Or like any set. Honestly, I don't mind. It doesn't have to be recent. Tell me about a heat set you've brought in a league that isn't WDL, and why did you bring it?
I deleted everything before the 2 leagues I'm in, so...
Yeah, just off the top of your head.
Off the top of my head, I would say... Custap Ursaluna.
Custap Ursaluna? Is this Ursaluna Blood Moon?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's not really necessarily like the most fire thing ever. It's the one that comes off the top of my head because I'm
springing this on you like a scumbag.
I brought it like twice in 3 weeks at one point. And I actually brought to our game. It claimed the final kill.
Mm-hmm.
I specifically love no endure custom.
Because it's just so fat.
Yeah, and like whenever you get it low and like if I click endure, everybody and their mother
Everyone
knows I'm
knows.
clicking
Yeah, yeah.
custom, and they can sack something. If I'm not running endure and you get it low, or I don't click endure, it gets low. It's so unexpected. It can really just change the tide over, and that's what did the first time I used it.
Mm-hmm.
It really just changed the wave of battle, and I just love Blood Moon. It's a button clicker.
Yeah,
Just
that is
nothing
also a
else.
mon on my shortlist.
My first ever game, like ever, I think was into like that Blood Moon team. Remember that Wish season 1? Like our first ever mocks, I had to fight against the Blood Moon team, and I learned the hard
Was it
way.
Mara's Blood Moon?
It was, yeah. It was. It was like the worst, not the worst time of my life, but it was like my first ever game. I had to learn like, oh my gosh, this mon. If I like make any mistake and I let this call mine, like it's over. Like what a crazy mon.
It's
I don't
really
think I've
crazy.
ever brought Calm Mind. I probably need to, but like,
Yeah, you gotta. That shit's crazy. But it is what everyone expects, right?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But yeah.
I don't think there's anything else.
No,
I've run a
I know. I'm
couple of
happy with one set.
like covert cloaks.
Well, save
Some
it,
game
because we're gonna do this every
stuff.
episode.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll do it at the beginning or the end. We'll see. But I just wanted to throw that in as a little segment. So yeah, thank you both for flying in. Dis, thank you for flying in as a guest.
Yeah,
Company is always appreciated. Always a pleasure to hang out with you.
Hey, it's
Jay,
a pleasure.
thank you as always for being my co-host.
Well, of course, I'll be here.
Yeah, and thank you all for listening. I hope you all have good luck in your games in the WDL.